Hello, hello. I've got my Sharpie out. So we're gonna do a little diagramming today. We're gonna talk about the hand and how I blast for like thumb pain. So obviously the muscles and the tendons on the hand are very small. There's a lot going on in here, a lot of joints, bones, tendons, but there's like a bigger muscle over here that goes this way. There's one that comes down over here this way, okay? And then the actual carpal tunnel runs this way, like up underneath these muscles. But then across the center of the hand, there's like a webbing that just covers everything. And underneath that, there's some other muscles that run down behind. They're smaller, like between the fingers. There's another little one back in here that runs in there. And this is all like behind almost what looks like a web sheeting on like a baseball glove, for example. So the best tool to blast your hand with, especially when you're working on thumb pain, is either the face blaster or use the single claw or the tiny nugget of the OMG. So I've had issues with my hands and my thumbs for years. I've been able to keep the pain at bay with blasting it, but I would still always be going like this, popping my thumb, stretching, pulling on them every single day. Honestly, the only thing that's made me completely pain-free in this area is taking the liquid BioCell. For that alone, it is worth every single penny, and I will buy it for the rest of my life. But I still blast this area because I know I've had so many problems for years that I want to keep it that way. So you work diagonally, coming down from the thumb over here, all over this area. You always want to make sure you get the side of the palm. I turn the tool on its side, and I'm just using 2 claws to kind of get in here. I push a little bit deeper because that's behind, and I always make it a point to go both directions across my palm. And then when you see this little diagram, you want to think about using 1 or 2 claws to get in between these fingers. Try to get into those little hidden muscles back there, pushing back this way. And then I repeat on the other side. I do the same. I just kind of hug around my thumb. If you're working your hands, you should be working up your arms. It's all connected anyway. And I work around and around in this little webbed area in here. I make sure I hug around the thumb. The top of the hand, because of all the tendons and the thin skin and everything in there, sometimes it's easier to use like the bunny ear tool from the OMG. But I just try to trace in between the lines and make sure I get in between each set of knuckles, and I hug around the other side. Again, I always carry it down to the wrist and the arm, and I always make sure I do my fingers on both sides. This I like to just do in the shower. It's easy when your hands are all lathered with soap, and just take a tool and give your fingers a nice little spa moment. But I hope this diagram helps you to imagine like what's going on and the direction that everything is happening inside the hand.